In the Central Highlands, tube wine plays an important role in the life of local people. This kind of specialty and offering appears in social and spiritual life of families and the community. And tube wine has become an indispensable part in the culture of people in the Central Highlands. Only those who have visited the Central Highlands have chances to taste tube wine, a kind of drink with special ferment. Those who are interested in tube wine must know the verses of poet Jiang Nei. I drink with the sacred forest. You mix the moon with the wine. Your eyes and alcohol yeast make me drunk. I am covered with the smell of your hair. Only women make tube wine. Our local people's opinion, during 3 days and nights of fermenting, the women who makes wine is not allowed to take bath. For thousands years, the wine has been passed from mother to daughter as a sacred thing. Today, people use ordinary rice, sticky rice, corn and cassava to make wine. And people use ready-made yeast instead of herbs as they used to. But the quality of wine is kept unchanged. Wine jars are arranged at the corner of the house. The longer the wine is kept, the better the wine tastes. According to ethnic people, pregnant women are not allowed to come to the place where wine is made. During the time of making wine, the makers must keep their body clean, or the taste of the wine will be affected. Visiting the Central Highlands, you will find wine jars in houses of ethnic people here. However, each family has their own way of making wine depending on their taste. Wine is a special product of rustic ethnic people. In the past, women had to go to the forest to find roots of more than 20 kinds of herbs to make yeast. In the last 10 years, it is hard to find the herbs. So, ethnic people use ready-made yeast balls to make wine. generations, tube wine has closely attached with the life of people living in the Central Highlands. It has a kind of drink containing human feeling. Tube wine is the unique material and spiritual product of ethnic people living in the Central Highlands. They drink tube wine everywhere and whenever they want. They drink wine directly from the jar. The tubes are made of a small bamboo with a length of 1.2 to 1.5 meters. As for ethnic people, they only use 1-2 tubes for a jar. The water is poured into the jar. The tubes are ready. However, a rite must be done before the drink begins. During the drink of ethnic people, there must be a chairman called Guy. Guy is responsible for giving the tube to members of the drink, in the order old, young, female, male. At first, Guy drinks wine and spit out. Then, he gives the tube to other members. This shows that the wine is good and unpoisonous. During the drink, the tube is given from one to another. When a member does not want to drink, he covers the tube with his thumb. Everyone can join the drink. While they are drinking, they talk to each other. This shows the union and love of the family as well as of the community. Researchers of Central Highlands culture said that if there was no tube wine, ethnic groups living in the Central Highlands would not have custom. We can see that tube wine is closely attached to the life of local people. Here, tube wine is not only a kind of daily drink, but also essential offering to the gods. People in the Central Highlands use tube wine in all festivals. Tube wine is an indispensable part in all festivals of local people. Ethnic people in the Central Highlands believe that there is a god looking after each wine jar. And their forefathers learned making tube wine from the god. So, before doing a job, they have to ask for support of the god with tube wine. In lunar March, the Elephant Race Festival in Baklak is held together with other festivals, like water worshipping, gong, etc., to pray for good crops and prosperity of the village. The festival is held in a cleared site in the village. They play gong to welcome gods and tell villagers that the preparation for the festival is done. Gong is played during the festival, and tube wine is an indispensable part of the festival. In the festival, tube wine is not only a kind of offering but also drink of villagers. In addition to the material value, tube wine is also the symbol of communication culture as it helps each individual join the community. According to researchers of folklore culture, tube wine is the second specialty of ethnic groups in Vietnam. Tube wine has been attached to the development of ethnic groups in the Central Highlands for years as a bold feature in their culture. They learned to make tube wine from the god. So far, tube wine has been a part of their habits and customs. The gong is a tool for humans to communicate with nature, and the tube wine helps them join each other.